Hi guys, so you may have seen in a couple of my recent videos, yeah, I'm getting back into D&D, which is just awesome. And the great thing about this is it means I get to print and paint, well, loads more miniatures, which is just fantastic as any excuse to, well, print more stuff. So somewhere I go quite often, and it's over to my mini factory and a company called World Forged Miniatures. And one of the reasons I love this this company is the fact that they obviously do a whole variety of miniatures, terrain pieces, all kinds of accessories, yeah, just a whole ton of stuff. And the great thing is it's all well detailed. You can get it pre-supported, which is awesome because, well, I love pre-supported stuff. And each month they release, well, a whole theme, and their theme recently has been Candyland. And this certainly gives off a lot of Hansel and Gretel kind of feelings, as it looks really cute, but then there's also sort of mimics and the like. So yeah, cute and, well, as it's called, terror in Candyland. But yeah, as I say, lots of wonderful miniatures, all highly detailed. And what I love about their terrain pieces is they're all very modular. And as you can see, yeah, get them in lots of variety of parts, put them together, well, however you want really. And the other great thing with this is, as well as getting all these lovely miniatures, you also get a one-shot campaign or game to play with it, which is just awesome. And as you can see, yeah, definitely terror in Candyland. What a way to go, eaten by a candy monster. Also, I'm not going to give too many details away here, because obviously if you want to play the campaign, you don't want to see any spoilers. So, downloaded all the bits and pieces I needed, and then arranged them in Box, as you can see, to try and get as many sort of printed in one hit. So I'm using my Frozen Sonic Mighty 8K. Been a beautiful machine, works really, really well, and yeah, absolutely love the thing. So as you can see, yeah, lots of detail on these, which I absolutely love. And I say the great thing with all their terrain parts is, yeah, very modular, which is, say, it's just great because it means you can make things up exactly how you want. Obviously playing by the campaign that I've just shown you, or whether you're making your own sort of one-shot or full campaign. So yeah, get these bad boys, stuck on a little thing, printed them out. And a few hours later, yeah, loads of wonderful pieces. I say this every time. I still can't get over the fact you can print and make things in your own home, which is just fantastic. So yeah, lovely print. I say this Frozen Sonic Mighty 8K. Had it a good few months now. Yeah, absolutely love how everything comes out perfectly. So it's a nice size build plate. And something I haven't mentioned in any other videos is just how quiet this printer is. Yeah, it's extremely quiet. I need to actually film it just so you can see, well, or hear just how quiet it is, or can't hear it. Anyway, yeah, so all the bits have come out. So obviously they are still coated in resin. So this is where safety first, keep your gloves on, and then yeah, sort of slice them off. These do come off a lot easier than this. I've just got the camera right near my elbow, and I'm trying to do this in such an awkward way as to not hit the camera. Yeah, again, this is where I'm always saying I don't have a lot of room to sort of film some bits and pieces. Obviously when I'm sitting at my desk painting, yeah, it's nice and easy. But when I'm trying to do other stuff, yeah, the camera kind of can get in the way. So yeah, prints have come out really well. Generally I wash these and then take the supports off. But sometimes if the supports feel like they're going to come off without being washed and then sort of like put in some warm water, then yeah, I'll pull off the supports straight away. And that's another thing I love about World Forged Miniatures. All their stuff, so you can get it unsupported. I don't know why you would, but I love getting it all pre-supported, mainly because, well, then I know there's never any issues. So everything comes off really well, really easy, and doesn't leave any marks. And there we go. So these go pop off into the wash and cure station, and while they're doing that, I can fill back up my Frozen Sonic Mighty 8K resin 3D printer. I don't know why I gave you the full details, but there you go. Yeah, get it all ready for, well, some printing, some more bits and pieces. And I say, I just love the fact I have taken this front cover off. I don't know why they don't all do this really, because trying to lift the cover off the top, if you've got lots of room and it's on a table, then fine. But as you can see, I've got mine in a little nook here, and yeah, it's got a few shelves on it, so I can't sort of, well, lift the thing off the top. So yeah, check out links down below and get more details on the Sonic Mighty 8K. But yeah, these pieces, they've all been cleaned now, sort of cured and washed, all that good stuff. So I can touch them with my hands and, well, start enjoying all the detail that's in these. So I say this is the Candyland version. And yeah, it's definitely Hansel and Gretel, I think, mixed with a Yellow Brick Road. I'm getting a bit of vibes from both of those. So I wanted to make a little sort of diorama scene with mine. So using some good old MDF, I've got some 3mm sort of MDF sheets here as well. It's nice and easy to use. This stuff you can cut with a nice sharp blade, but I've got a Creality Falcon 2 laser engraver, and I use that to cut the wood up, just because obviously you get some nice sharp, well, clean edges. So the plan is to have sort of this looking like it's going back into that perspective sort of thing. And yeah, I want to get a variety of bits and pieces in here. Say there's a ton, absolute ton of Candyland stuff. I haven't printed out any of the monsters, but there are some, well, some cute ones. Well, I say cute and ugly. But there you go. Yeah, so there you go. The box cut out on the Creality thing. I'll leave links down below to that. So again, lovely clean cuts, but this stuff, say, can be cut with a good blade. Generally takes a couple of cuts through it, but as you can see, yeah, cut it out, laser engraver, it's absolutely awesome. So now it's a case of, well, getting everything in there. So I had a rough sort of measure up to make it sure everything fits. But as usual, I have a rough idea what I'm doing. Most of the time, I'm just winging it because it's more fun. So I pretty much printed out everything I need for this sort of in one go, just to make it easier now. I did these little floorboards, and these were laser engraved as well. It's amazing what you can do on a laser engraver. And these were just sort of MDF sheets as well. So yeah, I'm going to use them as the flooring. Not sure what colour yet I was going to paint all of this. But say I sort of work on one thing at a time, and that first thing was to basically get everything in and then start gluing it in place. If there's anything you guys want to see me do with sort of like D&D stuff, yeah, let me know in the comments. Whether it's sort of making a diorama with bits and pieces, or printing and painting, well, any kind of monsters or heroes or terrain pieces. Yeah, as always, let me know in the comments as well. I'd like to see what you guys want me to do. So definitely go and check out World Forge Miniatures, say link down below as well. I love the stuff they do, and they do some sort of like full kits, as in like a full bedroom or living room or tavern, and yeah, absolutely tons and tons of, well, like scatter terrain kind of bits and pieces. So really pleased with how these have all come out. I say it really is a real fun themed kind of diorama that I'm going to be doing. So yeah, so rather than doing the slap shot method, I wanted to use some brighter colours, and that's why I'm going to prime everything with a matte white from the Colour Forge. Yeah, again, link down. I don't know why I keep saying it. There's always links down below, and you guys know that. So because I'm making this up as I go along, and there's obviously some weird and wonderful angles here, things that aren't going to sort of like butt up as they should. So I need to fill them up, and then yeah, rather than using, well, I normally go to grout, but that obviously takes a long time to dry. So here we go, cunning little plan, using some UV resin, because obviously this stuff dries rock hard within seconds of sticking the UV lights on it, which is just great. And this stuff sort of flows in. The other good thing with this is obviously it flows, it's going to still look like the icing that's at the top of these things. Again, yeah, use it for, well, I'm using it, as you can see here, to fill in any kind of gaps. If there's a gap, it's getting filled with some UV resin. Again, I love things that are quick and easy to use, and this is definitely one of those things, because I say it'll fill a gap and it sets in seconds. And there we go, yeah, all gaps are filled, which is pretty cool. So now it's time to, well, prime this white, and then we get that painted. So at this stage, I say I knew I wasn't going to snap chop it, but I wasn't 100% sure how I was going to paint it. It was only when I started putting the paints on, and say they're all like nice, strong, vibrant colours, that I then thought, oh, why don't we turn this into the comic book style, because that'll help define all the bits and pieces in here anyway, because obviously you go around at the very end with a black pen. And yeah, so I fancy something doing a bit different. I do obviously love the slap chop method, and say miniatures, that is obviously always going to be my go-to method, well, until I find something else anyway. But yeah, so for this I'm using some nice block colours. So these are all Green Stuff World paints, just acrylic colours by Green Stuff World. And again, yeah, I'm just going to be going nuts for Green Stuff World at the moment. And I think that's because they do some great stuff at some great prices. So it did feel a little bit strange painting this, and yeah, it not being sort of slap chopped and me not using all the other dipping inks. And obviously, as you can see, yeah, painting it in some strong, well, vibrant colours. So I say this is where I definitely thought, yeah, this definitely needs to be comic book style painted. So then basically it's a case of all the colours that I've got on here. Obviously they are all sort of like flat looking colours. So then it's a case of taking another colour that's kind of like similar, whether it's a darker version or a lighter version. And yeah, just to add in some bits here and there, just for sort of like, well, shading, interest, contrast. Not too sure what the term is, to be honest. But yeah, just by doing this with another colour of the, say a similar sort of range, but just lighter or darker. And obviously the thing that we end up doing at the very end is all the pencil or the black lining. That takes quite a while to do. But yeah, again, all this kind of painting, it is fun. It is definitely different. And yeah, it's just, well, it's always nice to try something different. Yeah, the comic book style, I think this is probably my, I don't know, my fourth or fifth thing I've sort of attempted to paint. Although all the things in the past generally have been sort of like miniatures. So not so much terrain pieces, but yeah, miniature pieces. So this one's quite cool because obviously it's got some terrain bits. There's a couple of miniatures in this, as well as, well, all the scatter terrain, the cake and the bench and all the rest of it. But this is one of these things though, when you are painting this, it does feel really weird. It doesn't always look right until you, well, until you finish it. As in doing the bit I'm going to do now, the whole going around with a black, well, I'm cheating. I'm using a black marker pen. Obviously you could use a brush and try and paint the lines, but yeah, I'm pretty pants at that. So where possible, yeah, if I can use a marker pen, I'm going to use a marker pen. So I've got a variety of sizes marker pens, obviously a thicker one here for the terrain or big terrain pieces, but then I do have a smaller sort of fine permanent pen, just for obviously the smaller bits. But yeah, so this is where you can start to see it's starting to kind of like take shape and look more, well, cartoony comic book feel. And I think this certainly works well for this, say, Candyland themed thing, as yeah, it does make it look fun and inviting. Although I had considered, once this is all done, then just like throwing a load of black paint, not black paint, some red paint over it, there's like blood, and then adding washes and, well, just messing it all up and making it look a bit more creepy. I didn't know, as I thought, well, my daughter might want to have this on her shelf somewhere. I mean, she might not. But if she does, yeah, I thought I'd leave it in the cartoony style, just because it does look a bit more fun and yeah, and friendly. So last thing to do is just go around doing little hash marks here and there. Again, this is meant to sort of indicate areas with a bit more shade or contrast, or just gives it a bit more of a, well, a comic book feel, really. And then once that was all done, yeah, I could start sort of putting the pieces in. So before I printed everything out, I had a rough idea of what I wanted. So that's why, yeah, I printed out exactly kind of what I needed. Sometimes though on projects I do, well, I change my mind a little bit as I'm going along. I sometimes find something else might work better than what I first thought. But yeah, in this case, pretty much everything that's gone in is kind of how I imagined it, and, well, and where I imagined it. But yeah, I love the comic book style feel to this. It just does give it a fun, friendly vibe. Obviously I've not printed out any of the mimics, because obviously when you print them out, they're going to look a little bit nasty. Well, cute and nasty, I guess. So guys, don't forget to check out all the links down below. Some of the links are affiliate links, and if you use them, then yeah, I get a little bit come back my way. Doesn't cost you any more, but yeah, so it certainly helps out the channel. So everything was printed and painted apart from the two chaps. Yeah, I kind of put them to the end just because they would require some fine detailed pen work on them. So yeah, this is going to be like, I'll say, a diorama fully enclosed. So I 3D printed the front cover there, and then just painted it, well, as you can see, with some stripes. And again, adding the hash marks of them just to give it the complete, say, comic book feel. And yeah, say it's really weird because that's not how this was intended to go with the comic book style. It was just going to be painted in some like strong, vibrant colours. But yeah, love how it came out. So the guards, yeah, I wanted to give them a bit more of a like a shiny, metallic-y kind of look. And again, I've been very fortunate that the Green Stuff World have sent me a load of paints. They're not sponsoring the video in any way. They're not telling me what to say or any of that kind of stuff. They have just kindly supplied me with quite a few different kind of paints to use. You would have seen me use the chrome paint in a recent video. Absolutely loved using the chrome paint. You will see that again coming up. As I say, I am going to be printing off quite a few, well, some monsters that I can use for rather Dungeons and Dragons or Hero Quests. Obviously they can be used for any kind of tabletop game, because everything I print out is to the same sort of scale, which is pretty cool. Yes, I really loved how these two guards came out. I say, haven't definitely used a finer sort of marker pen on these chaps. And yeah, they're the last thing to sort of glue in, and say, yeah, I love it. Yeah, I do love comic book style things to paint. Obviously, it does work well or better on certain items than others. So this Candyland themed, yeah, I think it definitely needs that comic book style just to make it well, fun and friendly. And there we go, yeah, a couple of donuts or half donuts, and it's golden. So the last thing is, obviously, I'm going to put the lid on the top, which is going to mean it's going to get quite dark inside. Well, especially at the back, anyway. So yeah, lights. I love using lights. So I've got the little light battery pack on the side here, connected it all around, glued it all in place. Yeah, nice and simple, but again, just very effective, especially for dioramas like this that are encased. It's always nice to be able to, well, light them up from the inside. Flick of a switch. Yeah, obviously, again, this would look better if it was darker. But when I turn the lights off, my camera, well, it goes a bit funny. And there we go, one Candyland themed diorama painted in a good old comic book style. And yeah, I think it's just loads of fun. So yeah, guys, go and check out World Forge Miniatures. I say, I love the fact that they do produce obviously a lot of awesome looking stuff each and every month. But along with that, I say they're now doing like the campaigns to go with their themed stuff, which is just awesome, because then you've got all the stuff there to print out, both the miniatures and the terrain parts, as well as having the PDF to be able to play the game, which is just awesome. So guys, another video on the screen, give that a click, see more what I do. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave comments down below. You guys all take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.